free to just like ask questions as well. So this is third year, second semester model. This is specifically a nature center that occurs along the Trinity River. So actually what we have over here, it's a pretty large scale. This whole thing is about 5 feet long. This clear acrylic represents the Trinity River. I made it clear instead of pouring in like a resin to conserve on materiality, because generally models shouldn't have, I just think that they work best when they don't have over 3 materials, and we have wood, concrete, and a bronze. So these, you kind of can see it's composed of a few different elements. We'll just go ahead and start with kind of the smallest and work our way up. Different pieces such as the amphitheater that occurs down on the lake. These can be lifted out. They all have just a solid wood 1-inch layering on the bottom, the lookout tower, and then the Newtonian sphere. And all of these elements have a purpose. The amphitheater was, of course, programmatic, just required in the development of the site. The lookout tower is an interesting little piece. The stairs are built in there, and it's, kind of just a nice ornamental element. The idea behind it is that it would become the only publicly accessible place that you could, that just anyone could come to, climb up and see both the Dallas and the Fort Worth skylines at the same time. And that's the idea, is actually, you can see there's a slit right through the top there, and that slit is not orthogonal to the element. It actually is situated just on the axis of Fort Worth and Dallas.
You could see that.
Yeah, so it's slit at that specific angle. And then the Newtonian is an idea really of its own in conjunction with this rotated field that you see penetrates through the elongated meadow in the back. And the idea behind it is that these two elements, and I'll get into this one later, really stemmed from an idea that we wanted to challenge the notion that a nature center had to be restricted to a building that was only accessed during the daylit hours. We actually wanted to explore the idea of maybe a building that could be accessed 24/7, because there's 2 sources of light. You have the sun and the moon being much more softer and gentle. And so the idea is that, you can come and this element really pays, it's actually a recreation of Boulet's Cenotaph for Isaac Newton, which was unbuilt. So this actually is paying homage to that idea, and it opens up so you can view it in section, climb up the stairs. And as you can see, it has all these little pinpricks. And the idea is you come during the day and light shines through there, and it looks like stars. It's completely dark inside, and light shines through these pinpricks.
Hold it up to the...
Shines through, and you can see little stars. And so you can come during the day and experience the night. So there's that feature, and then this rotated field, which is called the skywalk, is actually all of the Euclidean geometry runs this way, and then this field is rotated 45 degrees, pointing directly north. And the idea is that it doesn't really point north, it points towards Polaris. The idea being that as you can come during night, and a thin sheet of water, maybe like a 1/16 of an inch thick, would come and cover this field, this walkway, and as you walk down, you see Polaris in the night sky, but then it's reflected in the pathway. And as you walk to the end of it, the pathway kind of rises up and goes above the trees, so that by the time you merge, there's no termination point, like a structure that you end on, because you don't want to compete with the North Star as the Polaris is the termination point, but you end on this maybe like a stone plinth. You can set your telescope up there. You're already above the tree line, so you can look up and view, Venus, Mars, Polaris from this area. And so that idea kind of transformed it even from a nature center to like a celestial park, was actually what it was dubbed by the end of the lecture. But I'll get to this last element right here, which is the building itself. Now, this whole thing can be withdrawn, and let me see, I'll actually do it this way. So this is a canal that cuts through the site. It actually connects the southern ends of the Trinity River here. And there's actually some complexity in the building, so we wanted to make that experienced. So you can open it up to be viewed in section, and it's connected via magnets on the bottom, but you can look at the interior, see some cavities through the canal that the water can come into, like a water collection tank. And then some of these elements can have the roofs come up so that you can see kind of how the building would look in plan. Here we have some stairs that would allow you access to the rooftop, so you can come and get out on side of the roof. And that's from the outside, so that can be accessible 24/7. You can come anytime, and then even the entire top piece can lift off, and you can see the bottom planning section. That's conference center, office spaces, meditation rooms, the whole shebang. And then the other side, much smaller section, doesn't have any removable pieces, but just so that you can view what that would look like there. And then if it's all done right, the whole thing can kind of clip back together, have the roofs reassembled, and it'll all fit smoothly back into place. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.